Welcome to the tarmac. Today you will take your first flight. Try to follow the instructions carefully and don't be discouraged by any difficulties. Let's get going. In order for the plane to take off, it needs to build enough speed. I'm increasing engine power to maximum. Now I can release the throttle lever. The plane will gather speed. Now that my speed is high enough, the plane will slowly lift off the ground. I can use the elevation rudder to make it take off faster. Now the plane is in the air. I'm waiting for it to build up enough speed so that it doesn't fall back to the runway. Then I'll retract the landing gear and flaps. Takeoff complete. My plane is now airborne. Before you attempt to take off, let's review your knowledge of aircraft controls. The first one is the elevation rudder. It's also called the elevator. As the name suggests, this control is used for ascending and descending. Try it yourself. When you push the elevator down, the plane goes up. When you push the elevator up, the plane goes down. I think that's clear enough. The second control directs the ailerons. Ailerons are used to roll the plane left and right. When you use this control, it makes the aileron on one wing go up, and the one on the other wing go down. Try it. The next control is the rudder. It is used for minor adjustments and when taxiing. Apply it carefully. See for yourself how it works. Now you are ready for takeoff. It's time to try your plane out in the air. The throttle lever regulates engine power. Position the throttle lever at full forward position. Your plane will start gathering speed. Your speed and current engine power are shown as a percentage on the indicators. Watch the plane carefully while it's building speed. Remember to retract the landing gear and flaps after takeoff. If the landing gear and flaps remain extended, they will slow the plane down and decrease its maneuvering ability. Congratulations on your first takeoff. Trust me, when piloting planes, takeoff isn't exactly the easiest part. Make sure you keep an eye on your altitude, especially when maneuvering the plane. You have a special altitude indicator to help you. Now for the ailerons. I've already told you that they are used to control your roll angle. You can even use them to pull off a barrel roll. But I'm not asking you to do a barrel roll right now. Just roll the plane left or right. Excellent. Now for the rudder. You can use it to change the course of the plane slightly. In order to make a sharp turn, you shouldn't use the rudder. It's not meant for that. Now I will teach you how to control your airplane's speed. Your airplane's speed decreases when you gain altitude and increases when you lose altitude. The ability to effectively convert one into another is the key to your victory in combat. The throttle lever also helps you control your speed. You used it to build enough speed for takeoff. If you drop engine power, your speed will decrease. Try that now. Increase engine power to return to cruising speed. Sometimes you need a quick, short-term increase in flight speed. This can be achieved by using the afterburner. Accelerate the plane. Be careful when using the afterburner. It overheats the engine and might cause it to give out. Turning the plane should be easy for you. To turn, use the ailerons and the elevator. First, you need to roll the plane left or right. Now, make the turn by pulling the control yoke. Careless handling of the controls sends the plane into a nose spin. I'll show you how to deal with such situations. Now you need to make your plane stall. Just point the nose upwards. When your plane starts to fall, determine the spin's direction. If the plane is spinning to the left, apply the ailerons as if to roll left. Pull the rudder to the right. If the plane is spinning to the right, apply the ailerons as if to roll right. Pull the rudder to the left. Now you've learned the ropes, let's move on to the final part of our flight. Follow the marked route. Congratulations! You have mastered the main principles of piloting. Still have a long way to go, but you've made the first step in exploring the air. You have all it takes to become a real ace. Welcome to the second part of your training. Today, you will engage in your first aerial combat. However, first things first. You can always change your viewpoint when flying. Usually there are 3 viewpoints: cockpit, virtual cockpit, and third-person view. Change the viewpoint. Press this button repeatedly to cycle between viewpoints. Choose the one you like best. You can zoom in to see your target better. Often, you'll need to see what is happening around you. For that, you can look around. However, your target might be out of your range of visibility. If that's the case, try to locate it on the map. Let's start your combat training now. Take a look at the radar. You can see your plane in the center, my plane, and 4 aerostatic balloons. These aerostatic balloons will play the role of enemy forces today. As with all enemies, they are marked red on the radar. Only enemy targets in your and your allies' range of visibility are shown on the radar. If you look back, you will see several other aerostatic balloons. Now you can see them on your radar. Select a target to make attacking more convenient. By pressing this button again, you will select the next target. This is convenient in several ways. First, the target you selected is now highlighted on your radar. Second, if you look away, there will be an arrow pointing to your target. A lead indicator will also be shown for a moving target. Third, now you can track your target. As soon as you take aim at your target, pull the trigger. Great! Now to reinforce your new skills. Destroy the rest of the aerostatic balloons. An altitude advantage is useful in combat. Maneuver often. Make it hard for the enemy to hit you. Also, try not to let enemy pilots get on your tail. Lead your fire when shooting moving targets. Excellent! It looks like you already feel comfortable in the air. However, sooner or later, you will need to land. Fly towards the airport. Welcome to the second part of your training. Today, you will engage in your first aerial combat. However, first things first. You can always change your viewpoint when flying. Usually there are 3 viewpoints: cockpit, virtual cockpit, and third-person view. Change the viewpoint. Press this button repeatedly to cycle between viewpoints. Choose the one you like best. You can zoom in to see your target better. Often, you'll need to see what is happening around you. For that, you can look around. However, your target might be out of your range of visibility. If that's the case, try to locate it on the map. Let's start your combat training now. Take a look at the radar. You can see your plane in the center, my plane, and 4 aerostatic balloons. These aerostatic balloons will play the role of enemy forces today. As with all enemies, they are marked red on the radar. Only enemy targets in your and your allies' range of visibility are shown on the radar. If you look back, you'll see several other aerostatic balloons. Now you can see them on your radar. Select a target to make attacking more convenient. By pressing this button again, you will select the next target. This is convenient in several ways. First, the target you selected is now highlighted on your radar. Second, if you look away, there will be an arrow pointing to your target. A lead indicator will also be shown for a moving target. Third, now you can track your target. As soon as you take aim at your target, pull the trigger.
What are you waiting for?
Great! Now to reinforce your new skills. Destroy the rest of the aerostatic balloons. An altitude advantage is useful in combat. Maneuver often. Make it hard for the enemy to hit you. Also, try not to let enemy pilots get on your tail. Lead your fire when shooting moving targets. Excellent! It looks like you already feel comfortable in the air. However, sooner or later, you will need to land. Fly towards the airport. Now, watch me as I land the plane. Soon you will have to do the same. First, I'll engage the landing gear. Then I'll drop the flaps. My speed will start going down, but this isn't enough by itself. I'm lowering the engine power to 30%. There's no need to lower it to 0 yet. If I realize that I'll be unable to land for some reason, I'll be able to go around for another try. For a soft landing, the aircraft's speed at the moment of touchdown needs to be rather low. My plane is losing speed and descending. I need to level the plane horizontally so that it lands on its landing gear and not on its nose. I'll do this using the elevator. After touchdown, I can use my brakes to reduce speed. I'm lowering my engine power to 0. And then I keep lowering the throttle lever to turn on the brake. Now my plane has stopped. It's your turn to make a landing approach. Follow the marked route. Your approach pattern is your pre-landing maneuvering close to the airport. It allows you to prepare the plane for landing and position it correctly. First, you need to descend, gradually slowing the plane. Apply the elevator down to level the plane. It should descend in a true horizontal position. Start braking. Lower the engine power to 0. Keep pulling the throttle lever to activate the brakes. Excellent landing. Congratulations. You have mastered the hardest part of piloting airplanes. Our country can be proud of a pilot like you. flying out with torpedo bombers. They're a key asset in carrier aviation. Prepare to master torpedo launching, which is a difficult maneuver. First, you'll learn to take off from the aircraft carrier. It's a lot like taking off from the tarmac, the only difference being that there's little room for acceleration. So I'm pushing engine power to maximum. I pull the airplane nose up after takeoff so that it doesn't fall into the water. Only then do I retract my landing gear and flaps. The runway is clear. Take off. Gather speed. Your plane is not aligned with the runway. Use your rudder to level it. Continue building speed. Try to fly horizontally. Now, retract your landing gear and flaps. Great job. You're in the air again. Follow me. In general, torpedo launching is done according to a consistent scheme. We approach the target, descend, aim, and launch the torpedo. It's important to remember that torpedoes move in a straight line. The further you are from the target, the more chance it has to dodge the torpedo. The optimum torpedo launching range is about 1 kilometer from the target. Now I'll show you how to do it. A torpedo bomber is an easy target for the carrier anti-aircraft gun systems. That's why speed is crucial for us. The faster you fly, the harder it is for them to hit you. Before entering the torpedo run, I'm going to dive to gather speed. Now, time to aim. The torpedo will follow the same course after the launch. I'm aiming the nose of my plane directly at the ship and leveling the plane horizontally. If you launch the torpedo incorrectly, it might go deep underwater or take the wrong course. Now I can launch the torpedo. Right after the launch, I start ascending. There, I hit the target. Now you need to destroy the ship with a torpedo. First, take your position. You need to descend to an altitude of 30 to 100 meters. Level the plane. It needs to be flying horizontally or with a slight down pitch. Under no circumstances should you pull your nose up. When you select your target, you will see torpedo crosshairs. The vertical line is the course your torpedo will take. When the line becomes unbroken and reaches the target, this means that your plane is flying horizontally and is close enough to the target for the torpedo to reach it. If the line is dashed, you need to level the plane. Otherwise, the torpedo will take the wrong course after launch. Approaching target. It's time. Launch the torpedo. Outstanding. The ship's destroyed. Not far from here are another couple to practice on. Fire from the ship's deck isn't the only threat. When entering the torpedo run, A torpedo bomber is easy prey for enemy fighters. However, we have a way to counterattack. Change your viewpoint to your gunner. You can either trust your gunner to cover your back, or take over the controls yourself. Push the firing trigger to open fire. One day, this could save your life. job. You're a real terror of the seas. Head towards the airfield. I think you understand that torpedo launching is an efficient but risky maneuver. Be careful in battle. Good luck. Greetings, pilot. Today you will practice dive bombing. Follow me. Destroying land and water targets is an important part of any military operation. Horizontal bombing works well for destroying immobile land targets. However, it isn't suitable for bombing moving targets. For these targets, you need to use dive bombing. Practice targets. I'm going to show you the maneuver. Watch me closely. When diving, the plane will gather speed. If your speed is too high, flutter can occur, causing the destruction of your plane. So, first of all, I'm decreasing engine power. However, it's not enough. I also need to activate my speed brakes. I'm flying at an angle of 60 degrees. Steeper diving might destroy the plane. I'm approaching the target at a high speed, but I still have time to aim. Now I'm ready to drop the bomb. There we go. Now, the first thing I need to do is retract the speed brakes. Then all I need to do is level the plane. Watch your altitude. Start leveling the plane in advance to be able to recover from a dive. I think you're ready to repeat the maneuver.
There's the target.
Lower your speed. Deploy your speed brakes. Start diving. Select the target. You will see bomb crosshairs. Position the crosshairs over the target. The bomb will drop right into the crosshairs. Drop the bomb. Now, pull the control yoke to level the plane. Great hit. Time to go back. Let's fly to the Enterprise. You've already mastered landing on the tarmac. Landing on the aircraft carrier is different from landing on the runway. A carrier is a lot shorter. In order to stop the airplane, you need to snag your tailhook over the arresting wire on the flight deck. I'll show you how to do that.
What are you waiting for?
Landing starts as usual. I extend my landing gear and flaps. Now I lower my engine power. Time to align the airplane with the runway. I'm beginning my descent. As I approach the runway, I need to level the plane horizontally. Now for the final stage of the landing. I'm flying level with the flight deck. Watch carefully for the moment of touchdown. That's it. My plane has stopped. Now I'll take off and you'll land your plane. have time to maneuver. Make sure your plane is aligned with the runway. Check your speed and altitude. Ready? Go for a landing.